Welcome to Nintendo Academy. I am Mike Perez, and this is an unplanned video, but I just made a discovery that I think will break the internet and explains a whole lot. If we are just meeting, I am Mike Perez, and here at Nintendo Academy, we cover everything Nintendo. So yeah, if you love Nintendo news, gaming, reviews, and a whole lot of other Nintendo goodness, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss another Nintendo Academy video. I've been, just giving a lot of thought to Nintendo releasing this new Switch OLED. And yeah, it has a screen that is beautiful. It's an OLED screen, and that at least solves the handheld mode by giving you a better experience there. But I've always had this kind of, like everybody else on the internet, why did we get that 4K chip so that we can, why did Nintendo update the software within the Nintendo Switch to display 4K on our 4K TVs nowadays? And then I've been thinking about that for a very, very long time. And I did my own research, right? So I had to go back in time to do a little research to see what Nintendo is up to. And I feel like I've made a great discovery. And I feel like I know where Nintendo is going. I feel like I know what Nintendo is going to do next. And this explains a lot of their moves, okay? And I want you to bear with me. I'm excited about this information. And no, there is no leakers. There's no Bloomberg source that states this. This is all in here, okay? And this could all well be true if you add everything up to this point and every choice that Nintendo has made. Okay, let's go back. And yeah, Nintendo released the SNES and the NES on Nintendo Online with that $20 online membership, which basically you could say gives you the ability to play online with your friends and even play online. That's the Nintendo Online service. Okay, so there's something that a lot of people missed from a particular Nintendo Direct. And why did they miss this? Maybe because it was a Nintendo Direct Mini. And what Direct Nintendo Mini or Nintendo Mini Direct or Mini Direct Nintendo? Well, this Nintendo Direct Mini took place on October 20th. Okay? And it was a Nintendo Direct Mini. There were two highlights in this game, there were two highlights in this Nintendo Direct that were a little bit overlooked, okay? And these two highlights, these two games, were a big move for Nintendo, and it was a way for Nintendo to test the waters on something that's about to happen, something big. Okay, and right now those games are online. People download them, they play them. They might not know how these games are running on Nintendo Switch, but I'm about to tell you how. Okay, and this game, I'm just going to talk about one of the games, is Control Ultimate Edition. Okay, Control Ultimate Edition is a game that is crazy made when it comes to quality, and the game itself looks like it cannot run on a Nintendo Switch with the current hardware. Why is this? Because Control is a cloud game. It runs on the cloud. Okay? So Nintendo released two games at this Nintendo Direct Mini on October 20th that runs on cloud gaming. What's cloud gaming? Well, have you heard of Stadia? Where you don't need a console to run 4K games. All you need is a good internet connection. Not Wi-Fi, but internet connection. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this now. Okay? So There's also xCloud, which also streams games. It doesn't matter where you are, what game you're using. You can actually stream it to your phone with the same resolution, same quality of game. And there is also PlayStation Now, I think it is. And now they have this little console that you buy separately where you can actually stream games to that as well. Streaming, guys. Nintendo is getting ready for a streaming platform. And I mean not just a streaming platform with the rumored 64 GameCube and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy games. I'm talking about Nintendo streaming service with every single console ever released. All of their games, all of the service until the Nintendo Switch being streamed for Nintendo. Okay, this is the reason why Nintendo did completely stop selling the Mario 3 game pack for the Mario's 35th anniversary. They're gonna be part of this streaming service as well. So there's no point in them selling these anniversary editions when these games are gonna be part of the streaming service. You want another proof? Why did Nintendo add that LAN port to the Nintendo Switch OLED? We really didn't need an OLED port or a LAN port. We've had for 3 years the Nintendo Switch Lite with no port, and the Nintendo Switch with no port and just playing just fine. Yeah, it had a little laggy issues, but when it comes to LAN port, one thing comes to mind, and it is streaming games. So Nintendo is just getting ready. They were testing the waters with this Control game that runs on the cloud so that they can now stream all of these games onto the Nintendo Switch OLED, because the regular Switch is going to be faded out. Okay, and maybe Bloomberg wasn't that wrong after all, and all of these sources, maybe they did see 4K in there. But let me tell you, there's a little device called the Chromecast that streams in 4K, and you can actually play on Stadia at 4K with 60 frames per second in a small little device that's hooked up to the HDMI on your TV. But in order to do that and get the best results, you have to have a LAN port and be hardwired to the internet rather than play over Wi-Fi. So Nintendo is getting ready to release a streaming service in which they need the help of a LAN port to deliver. And it makes so much sense that, yes, maybe the people back, whoever discovered this leak, whatever, from Bloomberg, they saw the 4K thing. They thought that the actual Switch will get the 4K resolution with the chip. But no, this could be done via streaming service. The hardware is more than enough to stream 4K gaming, because the hardware on the Nintendo Switch is not the hardware doing the work. It's the data centers. It's the servers that they're running somewhere else, which are more powerful. And in order to deliver these games at a higher resolution, then you can stream them just like Stadia and PlayStation and Microsoft does. So what do you guys think? I feel like almost certain that Nintendo is heading this route. We already have 2 testing games that run on the cloud. Nintendo's been testing this for a while now, and now we have this LAN port added to the Nintendo Switch OLED in order to play on handheld. We don't need the 4K resolution on handheld. That's why when you play on handheld, there's no reason to get a LAN port and connect it to the Switch. You need the Switch to be docked to get that resolution streamed into your Switch and be able to see it on your TV. Okay? Now this also opens the door for companies like Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon Prime to bring their services over to the Nintendo Switch. because I am pretty sure that they have not done so, just because Nintendo has never had a LAN port. The Switch or the Switch consoles have never had a LAN port, and the streaming service will not be that reliable. And then basically users, when something is not too reliable, they go and blame the actual company trying to stream rather than the console they're streaming from. So now with this LAN port added, streaming is going to be a possibility on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo is getting ready to give us a streaming service. And when I mean streaming service, I mean the entire library of games. But this also opens the possibility of companies offering their games to be streamed as well. Newer games that are not able to make it to the Nintendo Switch because of the actual hardware capability to be able to provide those games via streaming service. What do you guys think of this theory? This is 100% here at Nintendo Academy, 100% here. No rumors. I've just been piecing together here and there and try to come up with a solution or a reason why Nintendo is acting a certain way, while we're here trying to kind of point the finger, why didn't you do this? They've been working behind the scenes on creating a bigger and better experience. Who knows? So let me know below in the comments, what do you think of this this theory that I have, that Nintendo is probably working on the streaming service for the entire library of Nintendo games, and they are going to be streamed to the Nintendo Switch OLED rather than ported over. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. That's it for this video. I wanted to share this crazy theory that I have here and see what you guys think. I'm Mike Perez with Nintendo Academy.